Tottenham nil, Arsenal 1. A defensive masterclass from Arsenal, a clean sheet, and a much needed win. Let's look at how the game unfolded. So, welcome to Football Pundit, and without any further ado, let's get started. Now, it has been an amazing day for all the Arsenal fans all over the world, with Arsenal winning at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, with Gabriel Magalhaes breaking the deadlock for Arsenal and scoring the winning goal. Now, Arsenal have won on all of their last 3 visits at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, with doing a 1-0 today, doing a 3-2 in the last season, and a 2-0 on the 2022-2023 season. Now the game did start a bit on the nervous side for Arsenal, where Tottenham were totally in control of the game for the first 20 to 25 minutes, with they creating few of the big chances initially during the game. And in the first half, the game literally concluded with a brilliant Raya save, a ball boy job being done by Mikel Arteta, where he was trying to give the ball quickly back to Arsenal players so that they can resume playing and maybe keep the tempo up. However, the tempo was not in the correct fashion as we have used to see with Arsenal. There were a lot of missed passes being placed. There were a lot of balls that were not being put through properly. And then there was this chance where Arsenal finally broke through with Gabriel Martinelli. With his blistering pace, he was able to outpace all of the defenders and was through on goal. He just had a simple pass to make it to Saka, which could have just given us the lead before halftime. But as much as I rate Martinelli, he needs to really step up his game. This should have been a goal for Arsenal, but unfortunately he doesn't pick the pass. He tries to go for the goal himself and ends up shooting at the keeper. This could have really backfired for Arsenal, where you can clearly see Saka lifting his hands up and stating that he could have just passed the ball to him and he was through on goal. But unfortunately Martinelli doesn't do this. Apart from this, Martinelli did have a better second half, but this was a big chance that he should have done better at. Now Arsenal did have a lot of key players missing in the game, with Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, Merino and Zinchenko out. We all were expecting that Arteta would be going to make some changes in order to adjust the midfield and especially the number 8 positions that Arsenal play. And like most of us had guessed, Arsenal and Arteta, they put back Trossard in the number 10 role. And unfortunately, he was not able to click according to me. I really thought that he could have done better in the game, but I think it was okay since we don't have any other players fit for that position. The only other option that we had was either to drop Kai Havertz back to number 8 or number 10 position and then put Gabriel Jesus in front or Trossard in front. But I think Arteta really wants somebody to hold the ball up top and maybe to try and score a header, which Havertz would be better suited than Trossard. So he went with Trossard dropping in deep on the number 10 position and Havertz starting at top. Now on the right side, we need to acknowledge our Rolls-Royce defender's William Saliba's performance. Even though he was already on a yellow card, there was a pass that was misplaced by Declan Rice. The ball is already through to the player and he starts charging in and he reaches the player, and as soon as the player is, I think it's Solanke, as soon as he tries to take the shoot, he blocks it and rescues Arsenal from what could have been a 1-0 down. And this is absolutely brilliant defending from William Saliba, and I'm running out of words to appreciate him. Now according to me, Gabriel Martinelli should have buried the chance in the first half where he took it himself, or he could have passed it to Bukayo Saka, but unfortunately he does none of that. But still, in the second half he grew into the game. He was our only outlet when it came to counter-attacking, when it came to driving at the defenders, and he really improved the game in the second half. where according to the Statman Dave and according to the stats that they have is he won all the tackles, he had duels won, he had 6 by 8 dribbles completed, 3 crosses, 3 tackles, 2 chances created, and 1 shot. That was a shot on goal that he shot directly at the keeper. Now, in terms of Gabriel, he scored the most vital goal for us. That was 1-0 to the Arsenal, and the game ended with 1-0. And he was an absolute beast in our defense. He was one of the only players, maybe with, I think, Ben White as well, because Timber and Saliba, they were both on a yellow card. So I think Gabriel and Ben White, they were both the only two defenders who were not on a yellow card. He was the player of the match as well, with scoring the crucial goal for us, and he didn't lose any aerial duels. He made the most clearances, most ball recoveries, most blocks, and scored the match winner, of course, which was the biggest for Arsenal. Now with David Raya, I think we all know that David Raya, with his performances this season and last season, he has put that debate of who is better, Aaron Ramsdale or David Raya, to bed. David Raya is really class apart in when it comes to goalkeeping. His composure when it comes to handling of crosses or maybe recovering the ball in tight spaces, it's absolutely brilliant. He made some crucial saves in the first half that kept us in the game, and with 100% aerial duels win rate, 9 long passes completed, 5 saves, 4 saves from inside the box, 2 high claims, and 1 keeper sweeper action. He is the ultimate goalkeeper that we have seen in Arsenal in the recent years. Now, this is a really funny one. If you see on the right side, I don't know who made this, or if this was an actual, maybe a graphics that was displayed in the Premier League, but the graphic starts with Tottenham Hotspur. When the moment when Arsenal scored the goal, the Tottenham Hotspur logo comes in and the cannon firing at the logo, if you can see, and it was amazing to see this. I hope I could have played this for you people, but unfortunately I cannot play this. But it was an absolute beautiful animation to see, one of the best that I have seen. I'm not sure if it was fan made or maybe it was really telecasted by some of the other channels. So, but it was wonderful to see with the cannon firing and destroying the Tottenham logo. Now, in terms of Bukayo Saka's performance, I think he was pretty much quiet throughout the game. It was a bit on-off performance for him, where he was not getting into the game as much as he does. But Arsenal was sitting back as well, trying to hit it on the counter. So maybe that was expected. But in terms of his goal assist and in terms of his quality on the ball, he is the one who takes the corner for Arsenal, which Gabriel Magalhaes ends up scoring and gives Arsenal the lead. So he has added one more assist to his game, and he has been the first Arsenal player to register an assist in each of the first 4 games of a Premier League season for Arsenal. So he did it against Tottenham, did it against Brighton, Aston Villa, and he scored and assisted in Wolves. And on the other hand, we have Gabriel Magalhaes, who has scored 15 goals in the Premier League since the debut in 2020. He is an absolute beast when it comes to defending and when it comes to set pieces. And I think we have become set piece FC. We are good at set piece. We, irrespective of how many corners or crosses Tottenham's have taken, I was pretty much confident that we would be able to sway this through until unless it gets deflected and maybe it's a corner that gets through 2-3 people and then goes inside. That's a bit different, but I think I am pretty comfortable with Arsenal right now defending corners and attacking on corners. So I think this is the biggest change when it comes to Arsenal. We are the set piece FC. Now, in terms of the ref, I think I'll give the ref a pretty even number, but even though he was showing cards for each and everything, there was a record that was just made yesterday by Taylor, where in the Chelsea Bournemouth game he gave out 14 yellow cards. 14 yellow cards out of 22 players. So 14 of them were on a yellow card. And today in the first half alone, there were 7 yellow cards. And in the second half, I think he added 2. But I think the yellow cards were pretty evenly divided and we won the game. So I will not hit on the ref this time. So I think he was pretty much okay. But there was one issue where I saw a lot of noise being made, where Timber should have got a red card for this tackle. Now, in this picture, if you see, like, he tries to go for the ball He has already hit the ball, and there is not much of a contact in terms of what uh, the player makes. And I think it was a fair decision to give Timber a yellow card, which is justified, but I think it was never a red, at least for my sake. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think, if you think it was a red card? But I think not for me. In terms of the SOFA score rating, Gabriel Magalhaes gets the highest rating of 8, and the second one is Bukayo Saka for his assist. They played pretty well throughout the game. Saka, I think for me, did have a bit on and off game, but I think Gabriel Magalhaes was absolutely a brick wall when it comes to defending and our goal scorer as well. Well, it comes to, I think if you see the midfield and the defense performed well. Strike, it was a bit off in terms of we were not able to connect the passes in the final third. There were a lot of passes that were misplaced, but I think that was something that was bound to happen. We didn't had Declan Rice, we didn't had Odegaard, and Jorginho, if you have to remember, he is 69-year-old and Thomas Partey is 75 years old when it comes to running and putting in the ball. I'm just kidding. They are not that old, but yeah, you get my point. So they were pretty decent, given Jorginho was the first game for him. He didn't had any minutes on any of the Premier League games for a long time for Arsenal. So I think he really did put a good shift in today, and he did run his socks off. Even I sometimes I wonder like why Arteta didn't substitute him. Maybe he could have got somebody else just to give him a bit of legs, but no, he let him play for the whole 90 minutes. But I think it was a good decision at the end. Now the game did had everything in it, with Trossard jersey getting ripped off, where he had to exchange it, Timber and Vicario having a feisty battle, and with all the other Arsenal players coming in to defend. So it was a perfect North London derby that we all know. But after the post-match conference, let's see what Mikel Arteta has to say. So in terms of when he was asked about what his thoughts are during the game and what he thinks about the derby match, he said, "We know that it means a lot to our people to win the North London derby." Then he says, "With all the bad news, the team got a bit hungrier to play the game. That's a great quality, no excuses. People that are hard have thick skin that love winning. In order to win, you have to do things that people consider ugly." And even though I agree with Arteta that this was not the kind of performance normally known for Arsenal, at least for the past couple of years, but this was a much needed win for Arsenal. Form and performance go out of the window in terms of North London derby. Everybody just wants a win, and I think Arsenal delivered that for all the Arsenal fans. In terms of the set piece coach, Nicholas Jover, who has worked wonders for Arsenal since joining in 2020, I think 2020 or 2021, and Arsenal have scored 42 goals now in terms of with set pieces. So I think Nicholas Jover has worked wonders. And in terms of the set piece goal that Arsenal scored, he says best in his field in any field for Nicholas Jover. And then when he was asked, Arteta says that he didn't enjoy preparing this game because he didn't sleep much. I had a clear game plan then. Then again he says that he lost another player with injury, then another player in terms of injury. Then he said like I had to change the game plan, and I think Arsenal's game plan was pretty much to sit back, try to defend as much as they can, and hit Tottenham on the counter, which I think for bits and pieces they were pretty successful at times. Then there were more on the Postecoglou and what thoughts were on the game. He said that we played well for the most of the ball, switch off for a moment or two, and that hit them. And this is absolutely true in terms of Arsenal hitting them in the set piece where Gabriel went past Romero, tried to jump on top of him and scored the header, where they were not able to defend properly. They might have switched off for a second or two, and that cost them that goal and cost them that game. So I think in all, I think the weekend has ended superbly for all the Arsenal fans, and including me. We are all going to have a superb Monday coming tomorrow. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who do you think played the best in Arsenal? Who do you think would be crucial for the upcoming games for Arsenal? And do you think that bringing in Trossard, deep lying player, or in terms of Odegaard, do you think he performed well? For me, he didn't, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So with that, the video is then and there. Have a good day, Arsenal fans, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.